So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this episode. We'll count it down for when we hit play, and we're at the very beginning. We haven't skipped the recap or anything. We're gonna watch the whole thing that you would see, presumably, unless Disney changes it in the future. Um, yeah, and then we'll talk about what we're seeing. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'll count 3, 2, 1, play, and I'll play. Like we'll hit play, and hopefully it'll sync up. And if it seems like it's not synced up, we'll work on it a bit. We can adjust. And
Or
anyone
give
who's
up.
listening can pause one until the other catches up. All right, so 3, 2, 1, play. Nope.
All right.
Sorry, my remote's real shitty. The play button did not work.
You want to try again?
Yeah, you're gonna have to try it again. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. There we go. Previously, Armor swears on her name. Ooh, we don't know her name.
I bet it's Beth.
Mandalorian.
Well, yeah.
He speaks the true. I don't know why that reminds
The
me of.
water's magic, but like magic because of space rocks, so it's technically science.
Yeah, it's just like bioluminescent or something, or else she's using a black light and it's showing, you know, it's showing something nasty.
Mythosaur
Or
is, yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Or it's like bits of dissolved Beskar.
Maybe
Now,
we
I've been
should
trying to
be
figure
taking
out,
baths in that water if it dissolves Beskar.
yeah,
So the skip
does
intro button
every woman
annoys me because
Mandalorian,
there's nothing to skip here, or there's basically
yeah,
nothing
it's
to
really
skip.
quick.
It's like I don't want to see that shit popping up on my screen all the time. Just let me watch the thing.
Yeah, it should have a global setting
Yeah.
where you can choose whether or not you see that. All right, so we're back on Planet Deadliest Catch.
Yeah. What are these guys shooting at? They're not shooting at anything. How are they? They're just practicing pulling the trigger. That there's nothing else they could be practicing there.
And all the lady Mandalorians have
That's not
slanty
silly.
eye holes and boob armor, or
Yeah.
just some of them.
Uh, well, it's actually we don't know. We don't know for sure. It does seem
I
like
mean,
they're
I guess
shooting at
that's kind of
something.
progressive. There's probably some
You can see
non-binary
they're shooting at
Mandalorians.
literally not who does target practice with no targets. They they could set up rocks or draw on the walls they can do anything for target practice. They're just shooting into nothing. Maybe it's a preventative measure to keep that thing from coming out of the water again. Because I don't
Yeah,
know
and
why
they
they're on the
remember,
beach at all still when that thing is out
well,
there.
like, let's leave the tiny baby at the beach when the last time we were here, the giant alligator came out.
No, it's a very safe place.
But
Even though we
they're
got
tough. This
completely
is like
wrecked by
a
that giant
macho
alligator.
thing.
Yeah, I did like this part where it looked like he was force moving rocks around, but they're just like little hermit crab guys. And then he calls them rocks. He doesn't know. What a dummy.
Probably not like very knowledgeable. Like he's street smart and he can do stuff. But if you think about like his history, there's probably so much shit that he doesn't know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Those are baby Zoidbergs.
I don't quite know what to make of Grogu. Like, somehow he's not old enough to be able to talk, but he's super capable of understanding extremely complex ideas and language perfectly. Maybe I mean I
Yeah,
guess
they
it's a
kind of
thing
painted
in real
themselves
life
into
where
a corner.
sometimes kids don't talk but they understand things. Maybe he's one of those. I
Like,
don't know what that's
are you
called.
implying that Grogu's autistic.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
There's nothing wrong with that, you
He's
know.
the first autistic character. That might be
Besides
cool.
R2, yeah.
Troy. No.
No, but you can tell.
Okay, all right. His visor's really wide. Or
Uh, all the various recap YouTube channels pointed out the kid is wearing a helmet that's very close to the one they sell at like Target and Walmart,
I was
which for
actually
safety
thinking
reasons
it
has a
looked.
wider eye span.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked more like a toy if you would buy it at Target. Or maybe they're just like, yeah, we're finally gonna make the visors wider because it's so hard to see. So the next generation will be able to see better.
Well, they're always like, this is the way because they have no peripheral vision and they have to like tell each other, walk this way.
This game doesn't make any sense. You can shoot all
Well,
the darts, or just shoot one for some reason.
yeah, we'll let you rest between each shot unless you're doing cool flippies.
Yep.
Is it just me, or is like seeing so many Mandalorians make it actually less cool than when there's only a handful?
I mean, it's definitely less cool, but I do feel like part of that is because there's a bunch of Mandalorians just standing around in the middle of nowhere with absolutely nothing around them to do. Like they're pretending to do things. They're shooting at the water. They have no equipment. They have like no vehicles. They have no ship, even though somehow they must have gotten here on a ship.
Like, did they
Like they
live
have
in the
nothing.
cave? They just hang here
They've got
for
to
more
live in
armor,
the cave.
missions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
like
don't. I understand this situation.
it's super strange looking.
Just not fully thought out. They're like, this is figured out.
Yeah. I don't love Grogu's flipping either, by the way, although I miss that happening. I like the idea. I mean, this is not unique to this show. This was introduced in the prequels, but like Yoda being limited by his physical means, and Grogu being limited by his physical means is interesting for like character plot and stuff. But instead, they're like, I mean, if he needs to, he could just jump super far as much as he wants. So his short legs don't matter. It's too
Like
bothersome
they're
to write
playing with.
something for that.
Yeah, and the way they do the effects is like, on one hand, they're like they know fans of sci-fi and stuff are like more practical, less CG. Even though the show is very CG, but
I mean,
at the
it's
same
very
time, they make
composited.
Grogu's jumps very puppety.
Yeah. It always gets away. This happens every week. But we change nothing about how we approach it.
I like how the jetpacks don't have infinite fuel, because that would have been too easy.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they can't jetpack around literally forever. Although, again, like, these Mandalorians have nothing. Where do they get jetpack fuel from? Where do they get anything from? They have nothing.
Maybe there's another end of that cave, and it's like all their cool shit. They only let these guys hang out near the danger pond.
Yeah, probably. They just hang out by the danger pond with nothing all day to prove how tough they are.
Yeah. At least her spaceship is super cool. It's a design
cool.
from they've been showing since the animated shows.
Oh, nice.
I accidentally purchased 2 of them because I forgot I'd already bought one.
What,
In Lego form.
Purchased 2 of what?
Bo-Katan's ship.
What, in Lego?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Shriek Hawk. Yeah, I guess her ship doesn't look like it has a whole lot of interior room.
Yeah, now that we've
It's
seen the episode before, we can we
yeah,
know it's coming.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm. It is a very cool ship, but again, where the fuck are the Mandalorian ships?
Do you think the armorer is anyone significant?
What do you mean? Like someone we already know from something else?
Yeah, or in classic Star Wars fashion, a very close relation.
She met Darth Vader when they were children. Yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, we got Bo-Katan in this show, and she had a
Mm-hmm.
sister, Satine, who was in the Clone Wars and was flirty with Obi-Wan.
Oh, Satine is her
And it's
sister.
implied
Okay.
they have another sibling because there's a nephew. And so could this be one of another sister of that original ruling family?
Yeah, you've got all the extended knowledge that I've gone out of my way to avoid, but it is good to know.
It helps and it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely
I don't know,
pleasant
but
to know
Rebels
this
and
history.
Bad Batch are really good, and the last two seasons of Clone Wars also quite good.
Yeah, it's kind of a new expression for Grogu here. I wonder if they made a new puppet head for that.
Well, I mean,
They
we're going to
were
see
able to do
another
it.
puppet in a few minutes, a slightly younger version.
Hmm. Aren't we all just puppets though?
Yep.
I feel like that's gonna be a reaction gif of some kind. Just it's like, ah!
I don't know, if they did advanced research to figure out, this is the face of a creepy, ugly alien that will be cute. Because they nailed it. They figured out
They did.
which qualities to enhance and which qualities to. Feel like this
100%.
is even babier.
He is even babier Yoda. I mean,
Yeah.
they did a really good job with that. As much as I
We
hate
got
being
physical,
back here in prequel land, ugh, God, I hate it.
non-CG clone troopers, though. That's a nice touch.
Oh, that's good. So he's what, 30 years younger here?
Yeah, so he's 20. Maybe he's old enough to drink.
Yeah.
And
I did not recognize Ahmed Best, but it's cool. It's
I
cool
only
that he's
did
here.
because of when they did the Phantom Menace anniversary Star Wars celebration, it was still fresh in my head of seeing him on stage.
Nice.
I never watched the YouTube game show that he hosted as the same character.
Yeah. As much as I despise the prequels, I still am like genuinely happy that he got to do this. And I'm not really sure
Yeah.
what my impulse is for that, except for he definitely got a raw deal being Jar Jar.
He even he was getting death threats and contemplated taking
Oh
his
yeah.
life.
It's a fun little sidecar on the speeder bike. Although I hate that it's just a speeder bike, but it can fly through the air. And this is a complaint you've
Well, it's a
heard
Coruscant
from me
speeder bike,
before.
so it has the G7 modification, of course.
Yeah, I mean it does look like it has
I made that up.
a little engine with a glowy thing on the back, but
Also, the Force.
just using the force real hard.
If anything's ever confusing, a Jedi did it.
It was magic. It's the best way to explain it. It's a great use of the force. It really hand wave a lot of things away, literally. Um,
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's very silly that he took like a hit from from that huge blaster into the
From
engine.
Republic
That
gunship.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he can still fly around just fine. Choo-choo applesauce. I like that.
Like, that could have not been... Oh, look, there's the thing from last episode, but was a different time frame of the same rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were just here, except much in the future.
Well, they had to reuse the assets,
Yeah, that's a good point.
which they probably made some of them for the Coruscant scenes in Andor.
I would presume so.
Yeah.
Or else, I mean, that would super suck if they weren't able to.
Well, I know they did
all
the
this
productions use
Coruscant
different
stuff.
techniques.
Please let us use it.
So if you had to guess, all right, that's a Naboo cruiser.
Yes,
We've seen these before.
Well, I've seen their outfits before from Naboo. And their guns.
Well, no, in that ship, like,
noises.
we saw it in... We saw people paddling around in it in the other movies.
Yeah.
We know of at least 3 characters from Naboo who are in Coruscant right now. Amidala, Jar Jar, and the Emperor. Whose ship do you think they just, stole?
The Emperor's. No, I don't know.
I mean, that would have been best.
Ships.
The fans are like, I bet it was Jar Jar's ship, and he's friends with the Jedi and used to play with the kids.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to be talking nonstop about things that annoy me. It really annoyed me that their gunship decided to fucking land on that platform instead of blowing up everything that was on the platform. Let's land and then shoot it with our small handguns.
Star Wars does that kind of dumb stuff like a lot.
There's usually, I mean,
there's plenty of times where like you have access to ship-sized guns.
For it.
Yeah. Here, have this giant plate that's almost too big for you.
Oh, it's way too big for
I've known you for several years. You've barely grown. You'll grow into it.
You'll get bigger, right? Right?
We're not clear on this.
Yeah. You can use
like us, the fans know, like this species is like can live to be like over 900.
Yeah. And they don't get much bigger. It's like he can't bend over with that. This is poor armor. It would work better on his...
Is it going to be a plot point later where
of course
they think he's dead, but he got shot in the disc?
But he's already wearing his mithril chain armor.
Yeah.
Like, that would do the same thing. Do they really need to give him this huge dinner plate, too?
And, like, what thing does that correspond to, like, in the adult's armor?
Right, yeah. It's nothing.
None of them have chest discs.
No.
Not even Bo-Katan. She could have one over each boob.
Come on now.
Listen, I've done a lot of thinking about Star Wars and boobs.
They already kind of have boob armor. Actually, for boob armor, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It could be far worse.
Still a lot of fans who were mad about it because it is unnecessary, but they could have seen in sci-fi and fantasy way worse.
There is room for it to be better, but it's not.
Yeah. Even big dude here, he has kind of had neck armor, you know.
Yeah.
It's only a few steps away from Batman nipples in there.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was doing again. Yeah. So they've taken 2 days to get to this kid that was snatched by a bird. And they think he's not eating.
Yeah, because when first chased the bird,
fucking do with them?
Well, no, it's going to get weirder. We're going to see.
Oh, I know it's going to get weirder.
Yeah. To the listeners, we've watched this episode before.
Yeah, and they've lit a giant
and then
fire
I watched 3 recap things on YouTube.
The bird's nest, and they're trying not to alert it to their presence. Like, smoke exists. They're going to smell the smoke. Animals hate smoke. And somehow these guys know if the bird is alerted that then it will eat the kid. Like, what? Why does the bird have the kid in the first place if it's not gonna
Oh,
want to eat
I
it?
saw this on the internet. That part actually does make sense. Like, because it's saving the kid to feed its babies. If it feels threatened, like it might lose the kid, it will kill it right away to get some value out of it before, like, save some of the carcass.
But the thing's
And
already
apparently,
got
it's
the
a real
kid
predator
there.
thing.
It could
Doesn't it make
already
full
feed it to the
sense?
babies. It could spend a whole day feeding it to the babies by the time they even get up to it.
Now, I don't get why they can't see each other without helmets. I get outsiders because that would work with their cult. Like, outsiders aren't allowed to see them, but like
That would make
even
a little more sense.
themselves?
Yeah. And like, how do they
Like,
know?
like
How
people
do
that
they know
wear a
when the
religious
fire?
head garment.
How do they know when the person at the fire is done eating, so that it's safe for them to come
They
in?
they whistle.
But they didn't tell her the secret signal to give them. She doesn't
Yeah.
know. She is basically our toehold into their world, and they didn't really explain how that works because it doesn't make a lot of sense. I kind of like this climbing. It's also kind of dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
Yeah, parts of it work, like when they're using their grappling hooks and
Every time there's
vines. It works a
sci-fi
lot better.
climbing, I just think of that Star Trek movie where Kirk was free climbing on a cliff and then Spock rescued him with rocket boots.
Like this
It
show,
was a particularly bad movie, but like still.
that's good climbing. Although when they're climbing, like they probably should have taken off like their armor. Like there's no rules against them taking off the rest of their armor. It's just the helmets, right?
When like the dude with the giant backpack for his super gun, like I know he probably wants to shoot the bird with his super gun,
But
but
they've
like that
said
is
so many
not good for
times that they
climbing.
can't shoot the bird. They've said so many times already, like we can't shoot the bird, we can't use explosives. Don't eat the kid. Even though it has had the kid here for 2 days now without eating it. I think they're just playing. Oh no, my playback stopped. What the fuck?
Oh no, should I pause?
Intolerable. No, just keep on keeping on.
We're getting to the part where he's about to Leroy Jenkins in.
Okay. Hey Disney Plus, thanks for being a shitty app.
It's still better than the Paramount app.
Chapter 20, the Foundling. That's not even where I was. Alright. Keep telling me what's happening. What's
He
happening,
just ran into
Goose?
the nest shouting Ragnar's up. Now we see the babies. And mom's back. And she pukes out the kid. So how long has he been in there?
Yeah, how long has he been inside this bird? And he's okay?
Well, he's trying to beat the record of Boba Fett in the Sarlacc pit.
That's right. This is actually a very common Mandalorian thing where we get stuck inside
Like
animals.
they get eaten like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well,
much
because
cooler the
they're
more it
like
happens.
M&Ms, hard candy shell, nice gooey insides. Well, M&M, Mandalorian, yeah, that's what it stands for.
Yeah.
The sky fight's pretty fun.
It is pretty fun. They get to use their jetpacks a bit here. Pokemon gets swatted
You'd
out
think
of
they'd
the
have
sky.
parachutes as backups,
Yeah, perhaps. And I don't really
but
understand why
like
parts of
parachutes
her
never look good in
armor
sci-fi.
came off just because she was in free fall. Like that's pretty shitty armor fastening if you just
No, it's because the
start
bird
falling
whacked
at a.
her.
Is it?
She got hit by the bird to knock that off. Also, she needs to lose it so she can then go talk to Armor Lady
Well,
later.
I know that why she needs to lose it for their
I don't think you
games.
understand how plot works. It's like poetry. Sometimes it rhymes.
Oh no.
I don't like this bird. It's too dragony. And we had a dragon last season.
Yeah, it is quite dragony and leathery. It's
It
very
looks like Game of Thrones dragony, and I don't even watch that show.
yeah. They should have given it feathers, at least.
Well,
It's like we don't need all Star Wars creatures to look like they're dinosaur, or at least
and now they just
are
ripped off the
old.
scene from Jurassic World.
Yeah. Definitely the Jurassic World. The water
But,
monster against
but,
the other monster.
remember your favorite movie, Episode 1, there's always a bigger fish.
Oh no. Even for the birds, there's a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Fish bird.
that was a really stupid conclusion to that. Just driving home that the Mandalorians are completely incapable of actually defeating any of their own problems.
Yeah. Well, in the animated shows, they need the help of non-Mandalorians and Jedis in particular to get any shit done.
I mean, needing the help of a Jedi, that's definitely a lot of help. But
Yeah.
like watching how this group operates, it doesn't make any sense how they've survived at all.
But maybe these are just like Mandalorian Amish. You know, they're not quite up to speed. They even mention the replacement armor she gets is not as advanced.
That's true.
They're a cult.
True.
Technically, like a cult that's derived from the cult that Bo-Katan was in, which led to the death of her own sister.
Right.
You know how it goes. That's why I'm like, there's no way the armorer doesn't personally know her. How do the monsters fit in there and not like screw stuff up the whole time? This is like Thor Love and Thunder style bullshit.
Yeah. I like they really look like they were packed in there, and they would have to be really packed in there, but how absurd.
And maybe they sedated them.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. The armor definitely knew who she was. Like, she knew her name when she
Yeah, she knew the name, but like they got to have a deeper history just based on like all the other Mando stuff we've seen over the last couple of years.
I would prefer if they didn't have a deeper history necessarily. I think that's
But this is Star Wars.
Star Wars stumbles over itself a lot, like in a race to make everything connected to everything else, and I don't know, it's just dumb when it's like that.
Like, you know, even like Rogue One, a good movie.
Yeah.
They had the scene where like the guy runs into the aliens from Episode 4, like Pigface and other guy. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I should watch Rogue One again.
You know, I thought I would watch it after watching the season of Andor, and I didn't end up watching Rogue One again.
I had the same thought, but then I thought I should wait till Andor is done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I suppose it would be crazy to watch Star Wars content over and over again. Nobody's ever done that.
Oh, definitely. No, never. Not once.
She'd even offer her any blue paint for her new armor. You think like because remember last season when Boba Fett got his armor back, he quickly already had like armor paint in his truck.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
and like redid it pretty quickly. Do you think all of them carry around extra armor paint?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think this group does. Their armor
is
pretty slapdash.
They're like Mennonite Lorians. Mandalorians.
Grogu looking like a giant monster.
Yeah, I like these little art slides. But I think they become too aware that people like them. Yeah, it was like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, literally just 30 minutes.
It's because they need all the budget for Coruscant and CG Dragon Bird.
Yeah, I guess so.
And honestly, if they had padded it out with more stuff, it would have been
Would have
even
been more
weaker.
dumb stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still on the page or side of dumb Star Wars is still better than no Star Wars.
Hmm. I disagree. But The Mandalorian is usually not quite this annoying for me to watch.
I think they got too big for the britches.
Yeah, I think every season's gotten, yeah, I don't know, just more predictably dumb. Where they're like, we're established now. We can. Yeah, it doesn't matter that we're just
Yeah, people love us. We got the
falling
cute
into the
puppet.
same old traps.
And as you know, Disney's stretching everyone thin and not giving what I would feel is enough time between stuff to do things right.
Yes.
You know, that's how we ended up with Solo, which had potential but was squandered.
Yeah, yeah. They love to cause problems for their own
And
productions and then end up with something that sucks anyway.
do you think the Andor showrunners are strong enough to keep things good for a second season of that? I'd
That's a
hope.
good question.
I'd want it. You
That's a
know,
good
because Disney,
question.
yeah.
I mean, I do feel like Andor, the showrunners know more what they're gonna actually be doing in future seasons, and the Mandalorian, I don't think had that. I think they had like a good idea for how the first season would go, and then they were just like, I don't know, more of that, or I guess we'll just start tying all of our other characters into it.
And the, season 2 ended in a way that could have been the end of those particular characters' show. Like originally, Book of Boba Fett was going to be the third season. Like, but it was so Mando was so popular, they had to make Boba Fett a separate show, and then mysteriously put in that infamous episode. Yeah,
So bizarre. Yeah, either because Book of Boba Fett was failing so much, or I don't know, or they always had it planned to be super weird like that.
that show was half good
Mysterious.
too. Like the
Yeah,
all the stuff with the Tuscans was good,
it
but then
was.
they just didn't know how to land it after that.
Yeah, it became a mess.
Oh well.
And this show, yeah, they don't really know what they're doing with it anymore, which is too bad.
But at least his armor looks cool and the puppet is cute.
Yeah, those things have not changed the core strengths of the show.
I mean, that's why people love Boba Fett to begin with. He was barely in the movies, but he looked freaking cool, and people love the term bounty hunter,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
except in real life because
He
they
had a
all
lot
are,
of
end up
mystique.
being like, yeah.
And then now he has no mystique. He just kind of looks like a dumb guy. Which is kind of the problem with the Mandalorians in this one. It's like the cult seemed kind of mysterious and had a kind of allure to it, but like the more they show of them, like the more you see like there's fucking nothing going on here. They've got nothing. They're a bunch of dummies that can't handle anything that happens.
Yeah.
So strange.
Yep.
Like
These are supposed to be the best warriors in the galaxy.
Just write it better, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks
Well,
for coming
that
along with me.
concludes. Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, you know, you got lots of valid points.
Yeah, and you brought a lot of insightful knowledge about what's actually happening.
It's just that part of my brain that says I got to justify this somehow.
Yeah, but I mean, but I think that's how most fans of Star Wars operate on your level, where
And yeah,
they actually
and genre
consume more
television in general.
so they know more of how to justify it.
Well, tune in next week for the season finale. No, I don't know when the finale is.
Yeah, I have no idea how many episodes there are.
Is it like 4 more episodes or 2 more? Is it 8? 9?
There were 8 last season. So
Let's go with that.
Yeah, it's probably going to be around 8. That's my official
Oh, so we're at the
prediction.
halfway point. It can only go up from here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if they bring back modern day Coruscant, because they had a whole storyline there that I don't know where that's going. That'll be interesting. It was pretty good too.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's try to do this again next week, unless something happens. We'll see.
Yeah, I might die. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The future
Have a good
is
night.
not written. You too, Mark. Wait.